Kualoa Ranch. We have arrived. Okay. Aloha, kakayaka, ohana, friends out there. We are here at Kualoa Ranch, nestled amongst the beautiful mountains. We are here with my Calabash cousin from Houston, and we are going to go on an all-day
excursion,
all kind of stuff. If you guys like the video, you guys want to join our ohana, subscribe to the channel, Dean and Gina G, hit the like button, and give us a comment on our videos. We really need your guys' input. So, let's go.
Let's go.
As we enter, established 1850 by a doctor named
gift shop.
Judd. Established in 1850, Kualoa is a 4,000-acre private nature reserve and working cattle ranch, as well as a popular visitor attraction and filming location on the windward coast of Oahu in Hawaii. It's about 24 miles from Waikiki and 32 miles from Haleiwa. The ranch consists of 3 valleys: Ka'ava Valley, Kualoa Valley, and Haikipu Valley. The ranch is located on the Hawaii State Route 83 between Ka'ava and Waikani. The valley was sacred to the Hawaiians from the 13th to the 18th century. In 1850, an American doctor and missionary, Dr. Jarrett Judd, purchased 622 acres of ranch land at Kualoa for $1,300. What a deal. The island Moloki'i, just offshore, we call it Chinaman's Hat, from Kamehameha III. That's where he purchased it from. Wow, he got the island too. You see the island back there? Chinaman's Hat Island. Judd was the first person to translate medical journals into the Hawaiian language for King Kamehameha, and so the king was grateful for his works. In 1860, Dr. Judd bought another 2,200 acres, and in 1880, his son Charles bought another 1,100 acres. So today there's about 1,400 acres of land. 1863, Charles Judd and his brother-in-law Samuel started a sugarcane plantation and built a sugar mill on the ranch. Later on, we're going to check out the sugar mill back there. There's only a little bit left. Several years of low rainfall brought the sugar farming to a close, and the mill closed in the 1870s. In 1941, during World War II, the military occupied the land, which became the site of the Kualoa airfield. After the war, the ranch was returned to the Morgan family, who were the descendants of Dr. Judd. I didn't know that they had horses. Well, actually I kind of, look, you have one like on steps so you can climb on top. So you,
Lift up your leg, you know?
yeah.
To get on top of
Yeah. All right. Quite a few horses here too.
Yeah. And you riding up to the, I don't know where you're riding up there, but.
Must have a good expedition. Going way up in the hills. Well, with 4,000 acres. That's a lot of land to go over. UTV Raptor e-bike. That way. Oh, no, we're not in that one. That's a UTV Raptor. Shark. Get one octopus on the bottom. A shark. Looks like one mahi over here. And this one, I don't know what this fish looks like. And a turtle on the top. But this fish, I don't know, funny looking head. Ding. This one mahi, right?
Yeah.
And what is this one? Is that another mahi that just got some like tubular head?
Oh, that's the same as that one.
You got the same kind of eyeball.
Same kind of
Eyeball. But I don't know.
Same mouth.
Same, okay. There it is. It is the same fish.
That one's different.
That one is a shark.
An octopus?
This is not good.
Hey.
Oh, broken.
All right, cool. Put him back on. That's his wing. That's it. Oh, the lady's gonna tell you now. The lady scolded you. Don't touch that.
I thought that was a real horse.
And here's where we gotta go meet up here. I guess we're gonna
Expedition tour.
jungle expedition tour on one of these green ramp things. I see a picnic table with my name on it. It says, Dean, sit here.
Jungle expedition tour. My name is Chelsea. I will be the voice inside your head for the next 90 minutes. So a couple house rules before we get started. You guys all have seatbelts. You are required to wear them at all times. This is for your safety. Keeps you from sliding around in the seats. Also keeps me from getting fired. So thank you guys for wearing it. I like my job. Notice these windows, they don't roll up. Hats, sunglasses, eyelashes, wigs, toupees, whatever may fly off, hold on to it. If you do happen to drop something, you can yell my name. I'll have my windows down, so feel free to interact with me, laugh at my jokes, all that kind of stuff, yeah? But if you do drop something, you can bang on the top, bang on the side, whatever you gotta do. If we're at a good spot, I'll pull over.
We are so excited. This is going to be a great adventure. Let's go.
4,000 acres. Inside these 4,000 acres, you have 3 Hawaiian land divisions, which you can think of like counties along the island. But here in Hawaiian, we call those ahupua'a. So I'm going to teach you your first Hawaiian word of the day. Repeat after me. Say ahu. Now say pua'a. All together, ahupua'a. Excellent. You guys are going to be speaking Hawaiian by the end. But the actual name of that island is Mokoli'i Island. Now, Mokoli'i means little lizard, and it is referring to the tip of a lizard's tail that makes up our mountain range. Now, at the end of our tour, I'm going to be sharing a mo'olelo with you guys. That's a story that has been passed down from generation to generation, explaining that island and how it got its name. But like I said, we're going to save that for the end of the tour. Far right, little short guy, his name is Kualoa. He is the god of the ocean, of the deep blue sea. Now your second god with the big hook over his head, I am going to quiz you guys on our first get out spot, so remember him. His name is Lono. He is the god of agriculture, peace, and fertility. Remember him, Lono. Now your third god with the hands on his hips and the tall hat, His name is Kane. He is the god of life, creation, and fresh water. Your fourth god with the long braids, his name is Ku. He is the god of war and destruction. Of the stars. Now, goddess of the stars was blessed with 2 children. Unfortunately, her first child was stillborn, so she wrapped him in traditional Hawaiian fabrics, buried him on the east side of their house where the sun would always rise. And then every day she would go out to that gravesite, weeping and crying, watering that gravesite with her tears. Eventually what emerged from that gravesite was the Kualoa plant. And the Kualoa plant has a heart-shaped leaf that comes up out of the ground. In the ground is the root vegetable, the Kualoa itself. Now, goddess of the stars was blessed with a second child, and he grew up to be a very strong, healthy boy. And she taught him to Malama Aina, which is care for the land. It is said that if you care for the land will also care and provide for you, providing all the nourishment that you need. So by doing so, he would go and tend to that Kualoa plant, nurturing it, taking care of it. And that was connecting him to the Kualoa itself, as well as all of the elements around him. And most importantly, connecting him to the Aina, to the land. Now, if you guys have never so a lot of traditional Hawaiian dishes. Now, if you'll also notice this rock wall, in between the rocks, there's no concrete, mortar, or glue holding this together. This is a stacking method known as uhau humu puhaku, which means the stacking or weaving of rocks. Now, the reason that I point that out, we're going to see tons of rock walls on this tour today. But this first get out spot right up ahead here is called our Vaki.
Look at this little hay, y'all. That's how someone build a wall with no cement.
Yes.
Not on the Jurassic tour, though.
I know. Right?
Pretty soon.
Okay, we'll see some stuff. Alright, so welcome to the Vakipana. Now, what a Vakipana is, it is a place of worship, a place to come and seek knowledge, wisdom, connect with your ancestors. So think of it like a church for the community. Each Akupua'a have its own Vakipana. Now, we have ours dedicated to this god here. Does anyone remember him?
Lono.
Lono, god of agriculture, peace, and prosperity. We have ours dedicated to him because we are an agriculture site. We're praying for a bountiful harvest. Now, inside this Vakipana, those 2 little grassy huts, those are called hales. You guys say hale? That means house.
Hale.
Hale is known as a hale kiahi, which is a house for the guardian. So there was a guardian that would guard this Vakipana 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. His kuleana, responsibility, was this Vakipana. Now, your second hale over there is known as a hale pahi, which is a house of drums. Inside of there are 2 drums. One has a high pitch, one has a low pitch. They would play this drum if there was the birth or death of a chief. Then she would make its way through all 81 land divisions on the island. Once you heard it on the left-hand side, you know the entire island has received your message. So like a big game of telephone, yeah? It'll take about 24 to 48 hours to completely circle around the island. So be thankful for your cell phone. Hey, man. You can bring up an offering, so your largest catch of the day, your biggest harvest, a kapuingat lei, something to offer up to the gods. Your fourth option is a spiritual cleansing. It's called a hikai. How you do that is you would strip down completely naked in front of the hia'i, run to your nearest body of water, cleanse yourself from mind, body, and spirit. Walk back up here, present yourself to the hia'i, and from there he would allow you access inside. Now,
As we proceed onto the hill. Oh yeah, look at that view.
Wow.
Oh yeah, crazy. The canyon is in the background. Kaneohe Marine Base. The Marine Corps Air Center. station. Oh, get drums or something inside the house. Bahale. I believe these are drums. Hard to see. The top looks like. I'm not gonna sip it for long. I played on these things. Yeah, well, I'm not gonna book a meter. My question is, what is this? This doesn't look like it's in the right place. What are these metal shackles? Interesting. Oh, and there's something else over here. A fence. Oh, wow, going old hay out back there. Can you see that wall? Yeah, these kind all over Hawaii in the background here. See that wall back there? Going wall in the bushes. See him? Back in the back of this rock.
And there's a Kualoa. During either a birth or a death of a chief or a li'i, one drum was high pitched, one was low pitched. Yeah, you want to take a picture? Together? Okay. It says ensure camera is facing correct direction. It is.
Now tell me the story about that drum.
Okay. There's two drums. One is a high pitch, one is a low pitch.
Yeah, I can see one, the carving is up higher, and one is lower.
So what happens is when there was a birth or a death of a li'i, one pitch would be for when they were born,
Yeah.
and it would go to the next village. When that village heard it, they would have the same drum, then it would go to the next. So there was 81 villages around the island. And by the time it came back around again to this original, they knew that the whole island heard it. And it took 24 hours for it to get back to the original.
So they would send a drum sound
Yeah.
from village to village around the island,
To
and when it
announce.
came back,
They knew they already got the message.
wow, that's trippy.
Yeah.
See that vista? These cliffs go way up. And we're gonna go back on our adventure. Let's go.
We're the only commercial oyster farm on the island. We do sell our oysters at our Kualoa Grown Farmers Market back on the ranch. And if you guys are staying in Waikiki, the famous restaurant Duke's also uses our oysters. Now I will bring you guys up to a higher viewpoint so you can get better photos of that fish pond. That was just our first glance for you. Kualoa, and we are entering into Hakipu'u. Now Hakipu'u translates into broken hills or broken mountains. So with that being said, you guys hold on, it's about to get a little bumpy. For 3 to 5 minutes. Back in ancient Hawaii, this is what they used for their main light source. Now the kukui nut has a lot of medicinal properties. You can use it for skin conditions like eczema, psoriasis, bug bites. It has a nice calming effect. It is also edible to man, and he's a shapeshifter, so he can shift into different disguises. Well, he has a new disguise, the kukui nut tree. and he wants to test it out on Pele, the goddess of fire and volcanoes. So he's made her mad one day. She's chasing after him through the forest with a big fireball in her hand. He quickly comes around the corner, shifts into the kukui nut tree. Pele comes around the corner and she's looking around. Where did he go? And she notices the kukui nut leaves look a little bit different on this tree. So the majority of the leaves have 5 points. However, some of them only have 3 points. And those 3-pointed leaves look a lot like a pig's head with the over again until they got enough bird feathers to form a chief's cape and helmet. So if you think about that, only plucking 2 to 3 feathers from each bird, that would take a pretty long time to get enough bird feathers for a 12 man's cape and helmet. Alright, Ohana, this is your bird's eye view of that Moli'i fish pond. Now we're not going to get out here, but I am going to take a nice long pause. That way you guys can get some good photos. It is a gorgeous day out there. While you guys are taking photos, I'm going to give you a little more information about this fish pond. So inside this fish pond is brackish water. That's a mixture between fresh and salt water. What happens is that creates a lot of algae to bloom inside of there. So on the right hand side of our fish pond, we have a gate with little 1/2-inch gaps in it. So the baby fish out in Kualoa Bay, they smell this algae blooming and they want to eat it. So they'll swim through that 1/2-inch gap, go inside the fish pond, and treat it like a buffet. They'll start eating so much algae until they are absolutely stuffed. And then whenever they try to exit out of that gap, they can no longer fit, trapping them inside the fish pond forever. Now the Hawaiians would gather around that gate. That's how they would catch their fish. Only catching the amount of fish that they need to feed their ohanas, and then leaving the rest for the rest of the community.
Here's a filming site from King of War.
Now right outside of the fish pond is Kualoa Bay. That our mountain range is a giant lizard. Same thing, you go anywhere else on the island, it doesn't look like a lizard. So there's the magic of Kualoa Ranch. Alright, Ohana, welcome to Pu'u Valley. This peak is known as Pu'u which means the crashing of 2 waves. So if you look at it, that's exactly what it looks like. 2 waves crashing together, meeting in the middle. Now it is also the meeting of 2 ahupua'as. So on the other side of that mountain, you have our Ka'ava Valley, and then right here, you have our Pu'u Valley, meeting together at that peak. Now while you guys soak in these views, I'm going to give you a little bit of history about ahupua'as. So each land division runs from Mauka to Makai, from mountain to ocean. So you have your freshwater springs from the mountain, and then you have your saltwater lake where you have your fish. In between, you have mountain crops growing. Now back in the day, each land division was completely self-sufficient, meaning they did not need to outsource at all. Now they were able to trade amongst each other if there was an abundance of a crop, but other than that, they were completely self-sustainable. So if you think about that compared to today's world, that's a big difference. About 80% of the things here in Hawaii are being shipped in. So our goal is to get a little bit closer to the way things used to be. Become a little bit more self-sufficient. Because you never know what's going to happen today. Things may shut down, we lose our resources. So we need to be able to live off of the land. So we'll go back to that saying, Malama Aina, to care for the land. And it is believed if you care for the land will also care and provide for you. So that's one of our main goals here at Kualoa Ranch, Malama Aina. Put it down, but as you can see, it grows everywhere. If you guys do see those anywhere while you're hiking, pick you some because they're so delicious. Now these black little berries that you see, they would use this to mix with kukui nut ash, and that's what they would use for tattoo ink. Now this next tree here with the long skinny leaves, and if you take a look up in there, it looks like there's a big pineapple growing in the tree. It is not a pineapple though. Pineapple grows in the ground. So this is a hala tree. Can you guys say hala? Nice, nice, nice. Now the hala tree, they would use these leaves to weave out baskets, hats, mats, sails for canoes, jewelry, all sorts of things. Now this fruit, they would only eat this fruit if they had nothing else to eat, and that's because this fruit tastes like a bar of soap. Use it for a paintbrush or a toothbrush. Now the hala tree is also known as a walking tree. If you take a look at the root system right here in front of us. So this tree actually grows new roots to try to move itself closer to fresh water. So every year this tree moves 1 to 11 inches.
Oh, no way.
Now the Hawaiians would plant this alongside cliffs to help with erosion. Because all families who live here, they're all commoner families. Now this valley was gifted to Queen Kualoa by her husband, King Kamehameha III. Now this was around the time where people were moving to the islands, buying up land. Therefore, Native Hawaiians were losing their homes, had nowhere to go. So Queen Kualoa hears about this. She has a real love for her people. So she does something that no other royalty had ever done before. She offered commoner families to come and live in this valley with her. The only thing that she asked of them was to help her malama aina, which is once again to care for the land. And they did exactly that. Whenever Queen Kualoa passed away, they wanted to pay their respects to her. So they planted her favorite
That's a mango
fruit.
tree right there.
And that is the mango tree.
There you go.
So what we're sitting under is a full-grown mango tree. The two big, beautiful broccoli trees in front of us are also mango trees. So that koa tree that I pointed out earlier in the cage will eventually get the size of these mango trees. It'll just take 75 to 100 years. So you guys come back then and check on the koa trees, yeah?
There you go.
Now in this valley we have over 300 mangoes.
It looks like where they filmed Jurassic Park.
Harvest from them.
Right there,
However,
this
we
valley.
won't ever cut down the mango trees because that would be very disrespectful to Queen Kualoa.
Now this is what looks like Jurassic Park territory. Huh? You can just see dinosaurs walking around here.
Running.
I don't know. I've always wondered what was up this valley. I did. You always wondered what was up this valley. Every time you drove past it on the road. Hundreds of times. And I wonder what's back there. You know, nothing.
Some skinny roads.
See all these purple things, berries? That's Hawaiian plums. Yeah, I'd forget one good one because they always get smooshed by the time they fall from the tree. But yeah, there's all Hawaiian plums over here. And that is a Hawaiian plum tree right there. That's Kaneohe Marine Corps Air Station right there.
You went to the turtle.
And that thing at the end is supposed to look like a turtle. And then what else? Those two small islands.
Two legged elephant, a mama elephant, a baby elephant.
Mama elephant and a baby elephant. I can see the trunk in the front,
Yeah.
kind of, but you gotta have a good imagination. And there's Chinaman Hat Island.
And it seems like a lizard tail.
That looks like a lizard tail, but
I don't know about
they got grinded down because of erosion. Okay, plenty. This one's not a plum tree right in front of us, right there. Hawaiian plums. And it's a strawberry guava she was talking about right there. They
I
might.
didn't know that the Lahala tree moved.
Yeah, no kidding. That was I think
Did you know that, Dean?
What?
that the Kahala tree moved forward,
11 inches.
looking for
So we
water.
gotta plant one now, so we can watch it move. Oh, we won't be here to hear, so.
I was gonna say, you're not gonna be here.
But you gotta plant one.
And watch it move.
The Manapua. Oh, cannibal.
What a great time to be alive. Yeah. Nothing. You can just see dinosaurs roaming around out here.
For the movie.
He hasn't seen the movie.
Did you see Jurassic Park or any of the Jurassic series?
Yeah, I saw it.
Huh?
I saw Jurassic Park.
All right. Yeah. So the part where you see the brontosaurus is walking around.
Thought we'd see something.
We are.
Gina, doesn't it just smell great up here?
It does.
Can you like smell the trees and the fruits rotting on the ground, giving that great old pungent smell?
I bet you used to make wine out of these plums.
If they didn't, it would be a good idea to try. Honey, these plums,
Make the wine out of plums.
the Hawaiian plums, turn them into wine.
My grandma used to make wine out of mulberries.
Is a scene from Jurassic Gyrosphere Ball, that little hamster ball ride, and then they take it for the first time. So that was filmed right here on our left. We'll see a couple more scenes, but now I'm going to switch it up to a completely different movie. On the inside of the helicopter is more Hollywood magic. They CGI'd all the controllers in there. This stream that we're passing over on the right hand side is a scene from Jurassic World. So this is the scene where they are trying to track down the Indominus Rex. They track her to this exact area right here, look down and realize that she was smart enough to rip out her tracker. So they found her tracker right here in this stream, which means we are very close to the Indominus, the ability to camouflage. Where she has the ability to camouflage. She could be right in front of us.
of the containment facilities from the movie. Jurassic Park. Jurassic Road. Haha. Get some cages inside there. Well, folks, this brings us to the end of the Jungle Expedition Tour. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We had a great time driving around on this truck. And pretty soon we're going to be heading out on another adventure up into the hills of the beautiful Kualoa Ranch.